Okay, so this video is going to be on how to use the Carpentrepreneur estimate template to create a split quote. And what I mean by a split quote is either or. So you can also call it a comparison quote, doing the job this way compared to doing it that way. And essentially what that means is, you've got a customer, and in this case I'll be using the example again of replacing deck boards. And the customer says, hey, these boards are rotted out, I'd like to put something else in there. I'm thinking about composite, but I'm also thinking about wood. I'm not sure which is cheaper, which is going to last longer. What are the differences between the two? And so with the estimate template here, you can create a basically two quotes that you can send over to the customer so that they can compare the two and decide which direction they want to go. So as always, you want to leave your clean template clean and go ahead and open a new sheet, give it a name, then you want to go back to your clean template, select that upper left hand corner, copy the whole shebang, and Control V will paste it in, and go ahead and fill out your demographics information. I've got that example in from last time, but you would go ahead and add the name of the sheet, which we've got right here. And then it'll pre-fill any information you put in here, and then the final price over here. So with that done, let's go ahead and build out two quotes. And here's how I'm going to do this one. I'm going to go ahead and just, since each job is basically the same job, just with a little bit different labor and a little different materials, I'll go ahead and break down the labor. Demo old boards on a 14 by 8 deck. Cut and install new boards. This is going to be my composite quote. So I'm going to change the title to composite. Let's see, so we'll have cut and install new boards. And my daughter and her babysitter just came inside and they get pretty loud. So if you hear that in the background, that's what it is. Okay, so cut and install new boards, and then haul off old to dump. We've also got some time here for sourcing, purchasing, and delivery. And we'll go ahead and estimate some time here. So demo out the old, let's do an hour. Cut and install new, got 16 of them. Let's see. With setup and all that, cleanup and all that, it's probably going to be 3 hours. Haul off the old stuff to the dump, an hour. Sourcing, purchasing, and delivery. I'm going to say that will be about an hour. Okay. And then material description, we've got composite boards, 16 each. we want 14 footers by 16 each. We need deck screws. And we need a composite blade for the saw. All right, the composite boards, we want 16 each. I've already sourced those, so we'll say that they're going to be about, I don't need a dollar sign, just about $55 each. Deck screws, kind of priced those out before. Those will be about $20. And a composite blade is about $45. Oh, and we also need dump fees. And I'm going to figure that's going to be about, $40. Okay, so I've got my first part of the quote here. Now what I'm going to do is copy that whole template and Control V to paste it down here. So now I've got two of them. And I'll change this one to, let's call it, let's use pressure treated and stained. So this bit of labor is the same. This bit of labor is the same. That's the same. That's the same. But I'll have an intermediate step of staining all sides, each board, before install. And that, I would say, would take me about, let's say 10 minutes per board. I've got 16 of them. That's 160 minutes. Divided by 60 is 2.67 hours, so I'll do 2.75 hours. Okay, that's staining. And if I back it up one more step, I'm probably going to have to do a bit of sanding to get the mill glaze off. Sand off, mill glaze. And to get the stain to take right, and I think that's about the same amount of time, 2.75 hours. Okay, let's see, my material changed to PT pine. 14 footers, they don't make them in 14. We'll have to do 16s and cut off the end. And let's see, screws be about the same. Don't really need a special blade, but if I say I don't have a blade, I'm going to want to throw some money in for one. And dump fees will be about the same. I'll need stain and supplies. I'm going to call that, usually like with a custom mix stain, I've got to pay about $35 plus supplies. Let's say about $50 there. And the cost of a pressure treated pine right now is running about, I'm going to say around $28 with our sky high lumber prices. And there you go. So I just created two quotes that they can compare, compare side to side. We've got the composite quote, and that's our number there, $2,017.50. And we've got our pressure treated and stained lumber quote. And that's right there at about $1,900, $1,917. So if the client chooses one to go with, what you'll want to do is come up here and change the reference cell, leave the equal sign in, and then just come down here and choose whichever total, the total from whichever job they want to go with. So in this case, we'll say they went with composite. Hit enter, and it brings up that that amount that you're going to bill the job for. So that's how you do it.